There's a video that's circulating right now about APD and what that looks like. There was a situation where a black woman was pulled out of her car a year ago because she just told the officer to hurry up, and he reacted and pulled her out and slammed her on the ground. And APD saw this. They saw this a year ago, right? They just released it this year so everyone else can see that. I just want to put that into perspective. So there was two officers, one that dragged her out the car, right? 24-year-old. She just said hurry up, and he told her to get out, and she didn't move fast enough. And because she didn't move fast enough, he felt that it was her duty to pull her out. He pulled her out and slammed her on the ground. Bang! Not once, but twice. Another officer transported her to the jail cell and had a conversation about why black people are more likely than not to be targeted. And it's because we're deemed to be violent, is what he said. The video released today hurt. It was aggravating, annoying, it was frustrating, it was repulsive, it was a whole lot of other things I can't say on camera right now. The issue with that video is it's a two-part issue. The first issue was excessive force, so you had this police officer pull a black woman out of the car. The second issue, you had another police officer that wasn't even involved in the actual interaction transport her and then talk about race, right? And then he discussed the fact that, you know, black people are more prone to be violent, and that's a reason why people fear them. And so if you have two officers, one acting, you know, a way in which the person that spoke kind of, you know, said that it was okay, then that means that there's an issue, and that issue is within APD, because there are people that saw this video a year ago and didn't say anything, which is the problem, right? So if someone saw this video a year ago and no one thought that there was an issue, no one thought that what these men did and said was something that should have been said. So for me, the reaction is there needs to be a change of culture, there needs to be more oversight, and the fact that there are good police officers out there that don't speak out about the bad ones, and the fact that people don't know that they can give complaints about the bad ones, so that we can actually work to create, you know, a change. Because what's happening is the bad ones get away with murder, and the good ones get a bad rap because the bad ones get away with murder.
What do you say about maybe the people who say she may have not been complying on that video? What's your response to that?
If she was a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, he wouldn't have pulled her out that car. He wouldn't have body slammed her in that fashion. And if anybody wants to prove me wrong, then you guys start posting videos in which white women are being dragged and thrown around by police officers, and then maybe we have a conversation. But that's not happening right now. You're not seeing white men and white women be dragged by the police officers and being able to be smart to a police officer and not, you know, be afraid that they may kill them in some instance. That just happens to be a thing that's for black and brown people in this country right now. So for me, if anybody wants to talk about it, let's talk about it. The fact is, if she looked any other way, which wasn't what she looked like, it probably wouldn't have been the issue. She probably would have got a ticket for speeding, and then he probably would have let her on his way. But that's not what happened. Right? So they see our skin complexion as something that is just innately violent. He said it, and then the officer body slammed her before that. So he spoke the mindset that officer had, and the officer before that actually did the action that was indicative of us being violent people. I don't even think we're seen as people, I'm sorry. Us being violent, and then they being able to treat us in any way they want to.